Today's video is another Teamfight Tactics Twitch highlight video. This time around I'm featuring a glacial build, and it takes some interesting twists and turns. I end up making Ashe into a glacial unit. She becomes a machine gun of stun, if you will. It's a lot of fun. There's also a build that gets shown that I think is a great counter to glacial. You'll see me playing against that opponent a few times throughout this video, so overall, I think this is a great video for showcasing what works well about glacial and what potentially counters it, and I'm not going to spoil the rest, so here it is. Simply enjoy the Twitch highlight. Now, one last caveat, as always, you may or may not hear me chatting with some folks because I was chatting live with my chat at the time, so if I say something and it doesn't make sense or has no context, that's why. But anyway, no more delays. Here's the game. Enjoy. Oh, we're gonna go with a wind board this time, huh? So these are dodge chants. Don't know why my guy went way up there, but okay, boomer. You know what? Let's just do it. We'll force glacial this time. We've already got 3. Why not? Alright, yeah. I guess I will have to do some writing here on Sunday. I already submit one, but I wanted to submit like a good chunk just to increase my odds at getting one thrown in, you know? I don't think belt, yeah, was what I was looking for. On Volibear specifically, if we were going to make use, I think we want Shiv, Spear, or Frozen Heart.
The thunder calls.
Kind of a bummer because that means I'm not getting interest to this round, but he's a berserker, right? And they are the chance to hit a bunch of things in a cone. I don't know what I would actually pair. I think this was fine, right? That gives him a Shiv, so that's high chance. I don't actually know what I would target pairing with glacial. Like, electric is obvious later on because it's just that good. Yeah, maybe I should have been doing that. Shoot. Alright. I missed one Ornn, I think, but I think we're going to grab some Ornns. And then, potentially Ranger or Berserker is the other one. This is part of the reason why I wanted to go through and force the glacial, just because I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, I kind of want to make just a Hydra and wait for the spear on Volibear, I think. If we're going to end up making him be the carry. Even though I don't really want him to be the carry. I guess that's part of the other problem. Like, he's got the tier, but I'd prefer it for somebody like Ezreal later. Yeah, so we missed out on the one Orn, but... Fully restores his mana, so we can just like keep going, huh? Hmm. Runins is kind of a big deal as well. Runins and Hydra are both kind of a big deal. So we're still trying to target, I think, bows and cloaks when we get to the carousel. Because the whole point of Glacial... Well, calm down there. Do that, I guess. So the whole point of Glacial is that you want people to be triggering your Glacial, right? You want the basic attacks have a chance to stun, so you want things that apply on-hit effects. So Runin's here has a chance to fire additional bolts and apply on-hit effects. The Hydra, however, does not. So in that regard, I do think we just want to target a cloak to get the Runins and put on somebody like Ezreal. I think that's the better way to go if we're gonna try to make this Glacial thing work. Because the two, like, basically the two carries when you're doing this that you're trying to target are... Oh, I need to pay attention here. I almost didn't see the cloak. We would have just taken a bow in that case then. But the two people that you want to carry are Ezreal and Olaf. So it's just a question of which. Ezreal, just because his spell also applies on hit effects, so he's very good if you can give him a bunch of attack speed and mana. At potentially stunning a ton. Olaf, same thing. Like, he speeds up like a madman when he gets going. So when we go from 4 to 5, we drop off pretty hard on the 1s, which really only affects our ability to find more Orns. But we're not committed as much to Orn. So I think here, this is just the better play to level now, because then our shops will give us better shots at finding things. Let's put this up here. Still have to find something to do with this tier on Volibear, though. Again, I think that might end up just being a Frozen Heart or something similar. But the real item stacking, I think, has to go on either Ezreal or Olaf, and it's likely Ezreal. You can see all these stuns going off, though, and that we're only still on tier 1 here. I do like seeing the electric triggers as well. I'm not hating the idea of keeping Ornn in, if we can find more. I mean, we're not finding more, but I'm not hating the idea. It's a lot of free damage, and even just getting one more, right? So, like, even just adding Zed later as a top-off, jumping from 70 to 250. But he's a tier 1 1-star unit at the moment, so it's not exactly a lot to write home about either. Meanwhile, I'm up against somebody who has, what, 3 2-star units? Yeah, we're going to be taking some L's for a bit, I think. Azrael's nice, though. Do this for now so that you take this out. All of these are waiting to level up. Let's go ahead and just give him the hurricanes now. I'm not going to get interest here anyway, which makes me kind of sad. Well, I guess we'll wait. If one of these doesn't spit out gold, if it actually spits out gold, then we'll get 4 interest. But if we don't get interest, then we're going to buy this Kindred as a potential toss-in to trigger a Ranger. Another cloak isn't half bad. There's our potential frozen heart. Are you money? You are. Alright, so we have this over here. Cloak, I think we wait for a Bloodthirster to also put on our Ezreal. Belt. Belt's kind of a bummer because the only other thing we want to make with Belt really is Zephyr. And I don't think we want to make it that bad right now. Alright, so we're seeing a lot of stuns, but we're still just losing on quality. As we can see, our opponent still had far more 2-stars than we did. This helps quite a bit, though. What's her ability? Alright, so she's definitely the Ranger we want to keep for triggering Ranger, then, because that seems pretty good. Let's focus on leveling so we can get up to her. So we'll try to go like 6 Glacial, and then we might just jam in Ashe to trigger Ranger, and Ornn to trigger Electric, at least as stand-ins, though I would like to get to Berserker at some point. Because with Olaf, we'd only need 1 more for a Berserker, so it would be like, what, Mundo or... I can't remember who the other tier 3 one is. Interest calculates like at the end of the round. It doesn't lock in like Underlords at the beginning. Like you'll see it like trigger on the thing when it happens. All right, see we upgraded and we won. So see when it does that, like that's when it's triggering. Oh, this is the other Berserker, huh? Scion. He has a stun. And heals him. Potentially you. But definitely Ashe is the other one for now. So you need to level up Braum. Level up Ezreal. It's actually as far as we can go with Glacial without a Janna or... Oh, you know what we can do with this? Giant's Belt is how you make another glacial with the spatula, so that's really what we're trying to target there, huh? So that we can make Ashe end up being glacial. That makes a lot of sense. We're looking for a spatula here. Shit, it's gonna... I thought for sure that I wasn't gonna get it. It was on the other side, and I was like, ah, it's gonna open up on the other side. Okay, so this is fine then, I guess. Interesting. So then, yeah, the question will just be, do I want to keep Ornn or a Scion? And I think we're going to keep Ornn now because it's 2-star, but we'll keep Scion on our bench and upgrade Ornn to Scion. We'll drop Electric in favor of Berserker when that time comes. But just go ahead and do this.
The thunder calls.
Maybe a 3-star. How bad did we drop it when we go to 7? Alright, we might focus on some rerolls here kind of soon, just to make sure we get Braum to at least 2-star. But we're really trying to find Ezreal and Ashe. So going to 7 I think is fine. We only lose 5%. 8's the big drop off. So yeah, now we wouldn't mind like a Bloodthirster to keep Ezreal alive. Man, we're still taking L's though, huh?
The thunder calls.
Flee from the cold.
I should probably change this so that Volibear is the one on the cloud. Just so that he stays alive longer for his Frozen Heart activations. Yeah, I really need to upgrade these two, and I really need to find a Bloodthirster. Because I just need sustain. I'm also going to sell this. Because I really want this interest. Finally found the Braum. So yeah, I think doing this makes the most sense for now. These are gonna get dumpstered though. So we'll move them back for this. Now we just need to keep leveling up because we need to find an Olaf to jam in. So that we hit our spike. Kind of wanted better items there. Another Hurricane is actually pretty good if we're gonna be honest. Let's just do this then. We're all in on the glacial train anyway, so we might as well ride it. We found an Ashe. We can chase the Volibear Dream, I guess. We don't want Malphite to be the unit that we have in there, but we'll do that for now. We need to find an Olaf pretty bad. Alright, we're doing a little bit better, though. I think getting the hurricane on the Ashe helped quite a bit. So now, yeah, we just need to find sustain items for the 2 rangers. Because they're going to end up being our carries. I think we also need to swap spots. Because obviously we want Ashe to be alive the longest here. You're at 15, but if we go to 8, it's a big jump.
The ocean will sweep them away.
Sure. There's the Olaf that we want. I leveled really early there, but I think it's fine. Alright, so you replace here for sure.
I will shatter.
You're a melee as well, right? Yeah, so we're just gonna like turbo frontline this. Hope nobody's playing assassins. So at this point, all we'd be looking for is... Oh, I kind of wish I could buy this. So Volibear, we still really need Ezreal, Olaf, and then maybe a Berserker to replace the Ornn. We're just hoping that we keep stun locking folks. Which seems to be going pretty well. Like, it's taken us a long time to kill them, but this Ashe machine gun is kind of neat.
Heroes always die.
We're in the middle now. So what do we want? We want a sword, a bow. Let's grab the sword. So we're just gonna work on trying to build our economy and hope that we run into the Olaf and the Ezreal. Grab the sword because then we just need to find a cloak to make Ashe have more sustain. It's honestly pretty annoying. I mean, now is technically when I'm supposed to reroll to find Ezreal. We have a comfortable health. We'll wait till, I guess, after this NPC round, and then we'll go. But we really need to get him leveled up as well. Alright, these assassins are going to be a problem. Might actually move my Olaf back to starting back here. Singed not being able to be disabled is also a bit of an issue for my particular build. Gotta love that stunlock machine gun that Ashe pulls off, though. So the glacial bonus is basic attacks have a, when you're at tier 6, have a 60% chance to stun somebody for 1.5 seconds. So what I've done, because you can normally only get to 5, and then you, for the last glacial, you have to normally find Lux, or you have to make a frozen mallet. So I made a frozen mallet. And I put it on Ashe with a hurricane. So specifically, the hurricane fires to nearby enemies. It only deals 60% of the damage, but it applies on-hit effects. That includes glacial. And then because I made her glacial, she can freeze people. And then her ranger's focus says that her basic attacks fire a flurry of arrows, and she gets a 50% attack speed bonus when it triggers. So once she gets to where her ability's going off, she just fires a machine gun, that you can see here, with a 60% chance to stun. So she kind of like creates a stun lock. That's the idea anyway. Alright, so after birds, we're going to start focusing on rerolls because I'm still under leveled, right? Like, I still need this at 2-star and this at 2-star, and then that'll help out a ton. As far as items that we want to drop, we would really like to see a Negatron cloak, so I could make a Bloodthirster, or a rod so that I can make a Hextech Gunblade. But a Bloodthirster would be ideal. Bloodthirster would be huge. Oh. Found a rod. Alright, so the rod will have to do. And we can potentially make a thief's gloves. So we will do just that here. Find ourselves an Ezreal. Chain vest we wouldn't mind making into red buff, locket, or Iceborne. So Ezreal's wearing a hurricane. He's glacial. He has a chance to stun as well and hit multiple targets. And then specifically his ice shot here, his spell applies on hit effects. So even when he uses his spell, it has a chance to stun as well. I don't remember what the auto chest stun units were. We are running Tarek, so... Oh, this is potentially so good. Oh, and here's an Olaf that we need. So we need... Oh, Lord. We have 4 units that we need 1 more of to level up. But I'm going to stop here because I still need interest. Because if we go up 1 more level and we throw Zed in, then we jump to 3 on the electric. And that's a... it triples the amount that the electric damage does, so... I think this build, for the record, is only working specifically because we turned Ashe into a glacial. Just so we're clear. I could go to max level here. I'll be out of money, but I think it's worth it. Let's wait till after the carousel. This is going to be a full item carousel as well. So we're going to look for an item that we want to put on, I guess, Zed. Wow, that's a lot of 3 stars. To be fair, though, it's the Woodland Druid one, so one of those is a copy, but still, that's a lot of 3 stars. Good lord. Yeah, I don't think I can beat this as is. Ashe is gonna do her best, but that's a lot of 3 stars. Ironically, that helped though, because now I'm picking first here for the carousel. Oh, please. They're gonna take it. You son of a... That's what I hate about the carousel, mate. Because if somebody's on the other side, they get the item. So that's the +1 to your roster. That's the force of nature. That would have meant that I didn't have to level up. Sadly, didn't get it. So we'll take the Hydra because that'll help with our Zed anyway. Lux as Ocean. It's not what I need. Lux as Woodland. It's cute, but not what I need. Here's the Ezreal. So he'll level up after this. At which point I'll just need Olaf, Zed, and Taric, which are tier 4 and 5 units. So other than this first place person that has the crazy 3 stars, we're in a pretty good spot here. And getting here for electric doesn't hurt either, I'm not gonna lie. This is a big damage spike on the electric. Ezreal's gonna level up. Give me a Zed here. Steel, Woodland. I mean, I was chasing the Volibear Dream, but I think that we might abandon that here pretty soon. Well, we might take a loss here as well. Yeah. Alright. That's scary. Well, this is the person that got the Forso, so they were able to jam in a whole nother unit. And they're the ones with the Singed that kind of wrecks me as well, huh? That Gunblade's kind of nice. I need to find myself a Zed. I think this goes on Zed, and then we just pray that we level him up. Zed and Olaf, either or. Well, I mean, that helps a wee bit. Guess we buy this just because it increases my chances of another or different tier 5 showing up in the shop. You need to not die. We're still not in top 4 technically. This is somebody else with a Zed with a Warmogs. You. Alright, we did make top 4. Whew! Another Derek. It's a Glacial Lux. Maybe we bail out on Olaf then?
Freeze them in their tracks.
This is the 3-star person, right? Yeah, I don't know if we can beat them. It's gonna be close. I mean, we're stronger now than we were the last time, so maybe. Alright, so we snapped this, so we're just looking for Lux and Zed. They were something ice as well, but... Is the auto battler genre... Ooh, we found the Zed. Yay! That's so huge. Is it here to stay or just a fad? Given that it's been around for a very long time, I think it's probably here to stay. It also helps that it's going to be getting a lot of support for our big companies, but... auto battlers were one of the most popular mods that existed in Warcraft 3. That's actually where the format comes from. There was a Pokemon auto battler mod in Warcraft 3. That's why you get the 1-star unit, 2-star unit, 3-star unit format, because that represented you taking like Charmander and turning it into Charmeleon and turning it into Charizard, right? It was all a mod from Warcraft 3. And I think that there's enough interest and people are still playing it. And honestly, I just think it's really fun because it has a lot of replayability. That I think it'll be here. So yeah, now we're just looking for Lux. Lux is our last upgrade. Oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I knew they were going to take that from me. Son of a... Alright. Did I get it in time? No. Rip. Got Morellos, huh? Got Morellos. Well, shit. Who do we even want that on then? I guess here? We really wanted the Bloodthirster, and then the backup was not Morellos that we wanted there, but I didn't get there in time. Yeah, I mean, if Pokemon actually got off their butt and did a real one, I think they'd be unstoppable. This is I don't know if I can actually beat this team with my squad. Yeah, we're done. Second place is still pretty good, though. Turns out that if your entire strategy is based on disables, having to play against somebody who cannot be disabled kind of hurts. This Singe did a lot of work for them.